So when I first got into teaching, the idea that really got me excited about teaching was this idea of learner autonomy, student autonomy, and I dare say that will date my practice, but it was a concept that I just found very exciting, which is basically where you take a pair of students or a group and you allow them to just discover the piece of knowledge or the skill that you want them, that you're trying to get them to practice or to learn. And, you know, it was hard because often the students just want to know what the answer is rather than discover it, learn it, do the work. But like all things, you know, those things in life which are hard stay with you. Those things which are easy, come to you easily, will leave you easily too. And this is just part of my practice that when I was a teacher, that was a very important part of my practice. So during my startup, there are so many decision points. It can feel so overwhelming when you've got to make decisions about everything. I mean, I know that sounds quite rudimentary, but the amount of decisions that you have to make, especially if you have never done it before, it can feel overwhelming. It can feel like you've just no idea. And actually, in the classroom, at least you're there with somebody else doing it together. But when you've got your startup, it can feel quite isolating, feel quite lonely. So this weekend, I'm kind of on the tail end of COVID. I've had COVID in the family, and this weekend, I thought I would just put it out there on social media. If there would be anybody, women, I was asking women in particular, if they wanted to do a support group of women who have startups. And when you've got a startup, there are plenty of people who offer you support. There are coaches and mentors, which is great because you do feel very de-skilled, you're very unsure of stuff, but they all charge. And I don't have money to pay a mentor yet. I mean, I think mentors are fabulous. They're like the teacher in the classroom, aren't they? They kind of they might not have a plan for you like a teacher does, but at least they've got experience that you can draw on, right? So they've got value. But what I was looking for peers who are on the same journey as me. So I put a call out on social media asking if there was other women who had a startup and wanted to do like a support group, a safe space where we could practice things like making a pitch or get some feedback on logos, on ideas we have, on strategies, on whatever it is we want advice on. And I have to say, the response, I got such a good response. I got loads of people already like the idea, like in terms of just giving it likes, which I can't imagine this is an original idea. I'm sure it's not, but lots of people liked my posts, and also off the back of that I got like a good 15-20 people contact me privately to say, oh, can I, I'm interested, give me more information. So there's obviously a need out there. There's obviously a need for people to share their experience, especially when you're doing a startup, because it can feel so lonely and isolating. And it really, really reminds me of that practice in the classroom. What we're getting is peer assessment, peer feedback, peer learning, and it's kind of parallels all of those things about leadership, those theories of leadership, like good leadership, which is like allows you to to fail fast, and that environment of taking risks and learning. It's all about learning, and yeah, I thought I'd just share that out there because it's great what can happen when you admit that you don't have all the answers, and that you show your vulnerability, I guess. Yeah, it's we'll see what happens to this group, but I've got like a decent sized group already.